Good afternoon. I am Colonel Billy Wilson, the Commander of Basic Military Training. I'm glad we had this opportunity to have a discussion. So, why are you here? I will tell you that you are here to train both your body and your mind.
Be better every day. Be better.
You are here to train your body and your mind. Not one or the other, both. I often ask new recruits, why the Air Force? And I often get, well, I want to be part of an institution. I want to be part of something that is larger than myself.
Remember why you are here. Remember those people that came before you. Everything that you do needs to come with a passion and a vigor that is unmatched.
There will be stress. It will be stressful. And I will tell you that it is stressful by design. So the question remains, when you start feeling stressed out, what are you going to do? Are you going to react or are you going to respond? I expect you to respond to the demands that are being placed upon you, pushing you out of your comfort zone, forcing you to grow, because that's why you're here. You're here to be transformed from what you were to what you need to be, to what your nation needs you to be. Each and every one of you will earn your place here. This will not be given to you. And as you earn your place here and head toward graduation day, having earned it, you will have a sense of accomplishment and fulfillment. And it will be meaningful to you. And as you depart this place, you will be proud of what you've accomplished.
Please remain standing for the invocation given by Chaplain Davenport.
Let us pray. Almighty and gracious God, you've adorned this day with splendor and happiness for all present to witness this historic moment in the lives of these graduates. For over 75 years, service members have trodden these hallowed grounds, rain or shine, as the newest members of the Air Force and Space Force. Lined up dress right dress in their immaculate formations, led by their outstanding MTIs. These men and women today transform from trainee to airmen. From the San Antonio Airport intake desk to the parade field over the last 7.5 weeks, I have personally witnessed their transformation. I have no doubt that we are putting out a competent, committed, and character-driven warfighting product for our operational wings to graft into their fold. Lead, guide, and direct these troops into the future as we face our nation's emerging threats and adversaries. And most of all, keep their bodies, minds, and souls resilient to stay focused on the mission our great Air Force is sending them out to do. This I pray in your holy name. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain. Please be seated. Good morning and welcome to today's Basic Military Training Graduation Ceremony. We would like to introduce our distinguished guests, beginning with the host for today's ceremony. The Deputy Commander, Air Force Basic Military Training, Lieutenant Colonel Alvin Schultz, Jr. The Senior Enlisted Leader, Air Force Basic Military Training, Chief Master Sergeant Dan Anderson. The Reviewing Official, the Commander, 1st Special Operations Wing, Colonel Allison Black. The Command Chief, 1st Special Operations Wing, Chief Master Sergeant Joey Meininger. Also in attendance with us today, the Command Chief, 37th Training Wing, Chief Master Sergeant Carlos Damian, accompanied by his wife, Shauna. The Associate Dean of the Air War College, Colonel Anthony Jones Sampson, accompanied by his wife, Ebony. The Command Chief, 501st Combat Support Wing, Chief Master Sergeant Terrence Boyd, accompanied by his wife, Tanya. Although time does not permit us to introduce all of our distinguished guests, the 737 Training Group is proud to welcome each of you. We hope you enjoy today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, prior to today's ceremony, we would like to recognize our newest military training instructors. These instructors have undergone a rigorous 5-month training pathway comprised of formal academic classes and task qualification requirements. They have earned the distinct honor of donning the dark blue campaign hat. From the 326 Training Squadron, Technical Sergeant John Hunt. From the 324th Training Squadron, Technical Sergeant John Lynch. From the 324th Training Squadron, Staff Sergeant Devontae Hardaway. From the 322nd Training Squadron, Staff Sergeant Leah Cook. From the 324th Training Squadron, Staff Sergeant Tamia Johnson. From the 322nd Training Squadron, Technical Sergeant Nicholas Sirocco. From the 322nd Training Squadron, Technical Sergeant Kyle Rodas. At this time, we ask all military training instructors, past and present, to stand in a sign of unity as our newest instructors recite the MTI Pledge. The military training instructor hat that I wear The dark blue campaign hat these instructors received today has been a symbol of the MTI Corps since 1974. These instructors will carry on the traditions and esprit de corps of the United States Air Force as they pass on their knowledge to our newest generation of airmen. Our Commander of Airmen is Technical Sergeant Alejandro Alba. Colonel Black will review today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the national anthem. Thank you. Please be seated. Over the last 7.5 weeks, the men and women before you have transformed from civilians into motivated, disciplined warriors with the foundation to serve in the most powerful military the world has ever known. Once they leave basic military training, they will continue on to technical training to learn the skills needed to perform in one of 118 specialties. They will then move on to serve at one of 84 installations around the globe or work directly with our sister services. As they move on to technical training, they will continue to focus on adapting to military requirements, achieving occupational proficiency, and learning how to be highly productive members of the armed forces. These men and women will prepare for increased responsibilities and must ensure they are trained, qualified, and ready to deploy and operate in an expeditionary environment. These graduates are the future of our national defense and will pave the way for the generations that will follow. 737 Training Group, United States Air Force, Joint Base San Antonio-Lackland, Texas. Subject, Commander's Excellence. The Commander's Excellence streamer is awarded to the 322nd Training Squadron, Flight 141, for their significant accomplishments demonstrating teamwork, excellence, and esprit de corps during the period of 18 December 2023 to 1 February 2024. Signed, Billy Whistle Jr., Colonel, United States Air Force. The Commander's Excellence Flight was led by Technical Sergeant Dominique Reyes and Technical Sergeant Yannick O'Neill. Of the hundreds of thousands of American citizens that enter the workforce each year, less than 1% have joined the ranks of the United States military. The graduates before you have reached a milestone in their military journey and will require your continued support to assist them in their future endeavors. The graduates passing in review today represent a portion of the 35,000 men and women who will complete basic military training this year. The 737 Training Group provides all recruits the essential military training to become motivated members of the world's greatest Air Force. The military training instructors are responsible for the indoctrination, development, and discipline of the airmen. They have dedicated endless hours to ensure all training objectives are met. Today's graduates have proven through academic studies, military training, physical training, and the development of teamwork that they are ready to take their place in the United States Armed Forces. As our graduates turn left onto the bomb run to pass and review, they will march over the Enlisted Heroes Walk. The men and women recognized on the pavers have been awarded our nation's highest honors, representing heroic and unselfish actions as members of the United States military in armed conflict. Their decorations include 9 Medals of Honor, 23 Air Force Crosses, and 162 Silver Stars, awarded for bravery during encounters with hostile enemy combatants. These enlisted heroes serve to inspire all service members to execute their duties courageously with honor and service to this great nation. We would like to direct your attention to our national, state, and territorial flags. As the flags pass in review, please stand and render the appropriate courtesies to our national flag. As a reminder, military members and veterans in uniform will stand at attention and render a salute. We ask that our civilian guests stand and place their right hand over their heart. Veterans and military members not in uniform may either render a salute or place their right hand over their heart. Once the flags have passed, please be courteous of others and be seated in order to allow all our guests the opportunity to view the flights as they pass in review. Now, passing a review from the 737 Training Support Squadron, the Commander of Airmen, led by Technical Sergeant Alejandro Alba, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown Aurora, Colorado. From the 321st Training Squadron, the Drum and Bugle Corps, Flight 138 and 139, led by Staff Sergeant Micah Arabia, Military Training Instructor, hometown Eva Beach, Hawaii. From the 324th Training Squadron, the A Squadron staff, led by Technical Sergeant Taylor Fields, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown Long Island, New York. From the 331st Training Squadron, Flight 152, led by Technical Sergeant Eric Whitlow, Military Training Instructor, hometown Fordyce, Arkansas. Flight 151, led by Technical Sergeant Casey Clement, Military Training Instructor, hometown St. Petersburg, Florida. PC Excellence Flight, Flight 150, led by Technical Sergeant Miguel Molina, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown Laverne, California. Flight 149, led by Technical Sergeant Nadia Cruz, Military Training Instructor, hometown Victoria, Texas. From the 326th Training Squadron, Flight 148, led by Technical Sergeant John Hunt, Military Training Instructor, hometown Texarkana, Texas. Flight 147, led by Master Sergeant Travis Brown, Military Training Instructor, hometown Littleton, Colorado. From the 324th Training Squadron, Flight 146, led by Technical Sergeant John Lynch, Military Training Instructor, hometown Mobile, Alabama. Flight 145, led by Staff Sergeant Devontae Hardaway, Military Training Instructor, hometown Vero Beach, Florida. From the 322nd Training Squadron, the Color Guard, led by Staff Sergeant Seth Johns, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown Memphis, Tennessee. Flight 140 and Commander's Excellence Flight, Flight 141, led by Staff Sergeant Leah Cook, Military Training Instructor, hometown Frederick, Maryland. From the 737th Training Support Squadron, the B Squadron staff, led by Technical Sergeant Danielle Shively, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown Royce City, Texas. From the 324th Training Squadron, Flight 144, led by Staff Sergeant Tamia Johnson, Military Training Instructor, hometown Hinesville, Georgia. From the 322nd Training Squadron, Flight 143, led by Technical Sergeant Nicholas Sirocco, Military Training Instructor, hometown Port St. Lucie, Florida. Flight 142, led by Technical Sergeant Kyle Rodas, Military Training Instructor, hometown Hollister, California. From the 321st Training Squadron, Academic Excellence Flight, Flight 137, led by Technical Sergeant Nathan Simon, Military Training Instructor, hometown Mount Airy, Maryland. Flight 136, led by Staff Sergeant Jordan Spann, Military Training Instructor, hometown Geneva, Alabama. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing and singing of the United States Air Force song. Thank you. You may be seated. Musical support for this morning's ceremony has been provided by the graduates from Flight 138 and 139, performing under the direction of Technical Sergeant Matthew Zettelmoyer, Military Training Instructor, hometown Augusta, Georgia. These individuals have been hand-selected to perform for today's ceremony. In addition to completing all basic training syllabus and training requirements, Drum and Bugle Corps members commit additional training hours for the practice throughout weeks of training. Their extra effort and commitment demonstrates teamwork and the Air Force's core value, service before self. With each Drum and Bugle Corps performance, they honor the long-standing traditions of live music at formal military ceremonies. like to take a moment to congratulate all of our honor graduates as well as their families. Basic military training honor graduates distinguish themselves by being ranked in the top 10% of all graduates in their class. The exceptional personal dedication, integrity, service before self, and sustained excellence they displayed throughout basic military training earned them this outstanding distinction. As the flights march forward for the oath of enlistment, we would like to thank all of the families and friends who are here in support of those graduating today. For your support to our mission and the greatest air power the world has ever known. Your words of encouragement have helped motivate these graduates through 7.5 weeks of basic military training. Ladies and gentlemen, Colonel Black will now come forward and address our graduating class.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, families and friends. What an incredible day to gather to share the selfless service of these wonderful young men and women. I first want to just say thank you. Thank you for your support, for your dedication, for your endorsement. Thank you for your trust. Our people are our competitive advantage, and humans are more important than our hardware. So your trust, the trust that you have in us to train, to equip, to prepare these men and women is not lost on us, and we thank you from the very bottom of our hearts. It is a pleasure to be here with you today, and it is my privilege to introduce our Air Force's newest airmen. Now, teammates, I don't have to tell you that the last 7.5 weeks have been a grind. You have been getting after it. You have been overcoming obstacles. You likely learned a thing or two about yourself. You likely learned a thing or two about teamwork. And that's what we need. Overcoming challenges, operating outside of your comfort zone. Welcome to the United States Air Force. Your grit, your determination, your perseverance is what we need on today's battlefield. Use that as you go forward. We couldn't be more proud of what you've accomplished in just a short time, but what you will accomplish in the years to come. But you did not get here alone. Your family got you to the door, but you were dropped off into the loving arms of our military training instructors. And without those quiet professionals, those that spend the time and energy day and night, that have a kind voice, but most often probably have a loud voice in directing and shaping you for the airmen that you are today, but what you will become in the days, weeks, months, and years ahead of you. So for the military training instructors, my hat's off to you for your dedication to developing our men and women that are across our great Air Force at this very moment. Thank you from the bottom of my heart on behalf of all my command teams. We talk about grit, determination, and perseverance, and there's a lot to be said for that. We need you to show up. We need you to be biased for action. We need you to be intentional in your efforts. We need to be resilient in the face of challenges and humble in your interactions. That's not a lot to ask, because in our line of work, we deal in trust. Credibility is our currency in our nation and around the world, and you must deliver. We need you when the call comes, and I guarantee you that call will come. We need you to show up because it's game day. We need you to leave it all out on the field and get up the next day to do it all over again, regardless of the cost. Because we are in a relentless pursuit of mission success, and you are now a part of that. Be proud, hold your head high, because you will achieve great things. I want you to remember a few things. Remember that you stand on the shoulders of giants. We are all rooting for you and want to see nothing more but for you to succeed. Remember, you represent yourself, your family, your hometown. You represent your country. You get to represent this great nation, and not everybody gets that opportunity, so hold your head high. Remember that you're serving during a consequential time, but when you look to your left and your right, you look at those teammates, you are a part of a group of lethal problem solvers that will deliver options for commanders, and that is what makes us different. That is what makes us successful. You will have experiences and memories that I guarantee you will last a lifetime. May God bless all of our new airmen today. May God bless the men and women that are around the world at this very moment, protecting the freedoms that we hold so dear, and may God bless America. Thank you. I have one question. Are you ready to join the ranks of the world's greatest Air Force? I think they're ready. Let's do this.
Please stand as Colonel Black will now administer the oath of enlistment. Instructors, place your flights at attention.
Now raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear or affirm.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States. Against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. And that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States. And the orders of the officers appointed over me. According to regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God. Congratulations, Airmen, and welcome to the United States Air Force.
Thank you, Colonel Black. Please remain standing while our graduates recite the Airman's Creed and for the departure of the official party. I am an American airman. As a reminder, military members and veterans in uniform will stand at attention and render a salute as the U.S. flags pass. We ask that our civilian guests stand and place their right hand over their heart. Veterans and military members not in uniform may either render a salute or place their right hand over their heart. Once the flags have passed, please be courteous of others and be seated in order to allow our guests the opportunity to view the flights as they pass. As a reminder, the flights are positioned as viewed from the bleachers. To the left of the reviewing stand, flights 152, 151, 150, 149, 148, 147, 146, 145.